And we're back. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to Happy Hour with
Ruth?
and Roxy.
I swear to God we did that better in rehearsal, but we say that a lot.
I know.
Also, you have this lovely pretty hair and my hair is like...
It's
a little brush, man.
Doing a lot of tucking and stuff right now because I am so overdue for a haircut. I'm going to see Briley
that's good.
like the day after we get back.
Oh, that's good.
I can't wait to see her. But
that's awesome.
Yeah. A little
and see her little belly now.
Yeah, her baby bump.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes. So welcome. And
welcome
this is,
and
and
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I mean,
it'll be January 9th.
It's old hat to you
but
by
we
now.
But we did, this is kind of a follow-up theme to what we did live, which was a whole thing in itself.
Yes,
and we're not going to go deep into it. Let's just say technology kicked us in the butt at first. But then we came back.
We came back because you can't keep us down.
That's right, damn it. And the interesting thing about Can't Keep Us Down is the fact that today we're going to talk about how joy is not frivolous and doing nothing is not a moral failure. And that's a pretty big topic, and it does lean in from what we were talking about. And also I need to get my remote. You might need to reach it because it's freaking hot in here.
It is a little warm, yeah.
There's
and also we need to talk about what we're drinking.
Oh yes, we do need to what we're drinking. So Roxanne will cut this out, so we're good.
There we go. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna just turn down the heat, and then we'll. There. Better.
We are switching up our format a little bit, so we are continuing a session of podcasting that we started earlier, drinking mimosas, and now we are.
I've switched to just straight bubbles because
I'm still orange juicing it up a little bit, but cheers. And that's also why
it is
the Happy New Year, because normally we podcast at happy hour.
Yes.
But this is our chance because I'm visiting now, and this is our chance to do it.
She's on over here in Qualicum Bay. You're in the new podcast studio, which is going to be called the FinSup Studio, featuring Happy Hour with Ruth and Roxy.
It's so beautiful, you guys. Yeah, it is so cute.
No, and I will take pictures and put things up. But
okay. The lights in the background, or the mirrors in the background, reflect the doors. There's French doors on the front of this,
right,
and windows on either side.
Yeah. So the lighting's not bad, although I kind of look like I'm 100 years old.
Oh yeah.
But So I think we want to talk it because we had a really good session when we went back for the second time live, because the first time was dead. but we had a really good session and people were really engaging. And one of the things Roxanne and I have been talking about a lot lately is what we want to take forward into 2026. And part of it is, and I've had this discussion with my sister, and you and I have had it, and we've had it with other people. And there's something about, and I don't know if it's generational. I don't know if it's mostly female. I don't know what of course people are talking to me. But if it's, I feel guilty when I do nothing. Right?
I think that's a really common thing. I think that's, I don't know that it is gender divided. That's a really interesting question.
Yeah, we should ask people.
Yeah.
Like, check it. Ask
the guys
the other
in
person.
Your life.
Like if ask the others in your life, and it doesn't have to be necessarily gender specific. But I would be interested if those who identify as male or female, if there is something there that comes across, because I can tell you, and I mean, I think Paul's had to come through it a little bit, but he's very happy to go take a nap on a Saturday afternoon, right? And I think that's good and healthy and stuff, but I'm like, if I took a nap, then I can't do this, and then I won't get this done.
Yeah.
And to be fair, he does we have a sort of separation of chores, and he won't do it if his chores need to be done, but he takes out the garbage and does stuff. That's time specific. Whereas mine is like, I have to organize this closet.
Right.
I have to, right. I have to, there's always a list of things that could be better. Right.
Yeah.
And that's me too. Like, I really need a haircut because it's really distracting me. Just saying.
That's good. You can
talk about vain, right? I'm hearing this really deep talk, and I'm like, yeah, my hair doesn't look good.
You do have attention deficit disorder,
I really
too.
do.
I hadn't thought about it. I
really
see it
do.
in myself, but now I see it in you too. But so my husband Ray,
every single time
is good at now, especially relaxing guilt-free.
He's good at napping.
He's really good at napping. Yeah, he's
also Scruffy and Chalupa are in here with us.
It's pretty loud in here.
Yeah.
But for him, because he worked so hard, like at work, right? At a physical place, you go and you're in work mode. Whereas for him, when he comes home after that, then he's in home mode,
right?
Where you do the chores you have to do, but you don't work.
Right.
You know,
well, there's kind of a cutoff, right?
Yeah, there's a cutoff. Whereas for me, my work's always been at home. There's been stuff that I did outside as well, but home is a place of work, and some of it is house stuff, and some of it is career stuff, right? So it's really hard to separate those. And and also because like a book, if you're writing a book, editing's a little bit more structured, but if you're writing a book, well, do you get something done today or do you get it done tomorrow?
Right.
Maybe it's not cooked enough yet in my head, so then I do it tomorrow. So that can be really tough to
it's confusing,
set time for yourself to say, I'm going to be off work now and now I'm going to do something else fun.
Yeah. But I think that's part of it, but it's also, you know, there are people out there that I've seen, because I've looked at like the time management stuff, and it's like, here's my time to work. Here's what I do. I close if you have the good fortune to be able to close the office door and do all of that. But even then, for me, it's always like, oh, I could, you know, make this or do that. Like, and I like being busy, because otherwise my brain, but there's also things you could do, like sit down and read a book and, or, you know, just kind of sit there and let things, like I do that on planes, and I do it, you know, on the ferry and all these things.
Because you have no choice.
Think, right?
You have no choice there, though, right? Like and for me, that feels like, because I've often said, like, I can read during the day on vacation, lying beside a pool with my Kindle or a book, but at home, if I sit down and start to read my book, I'm always like sort of aware, okay, what's going on around? Oh, the dogs need to go out. Oh, somebody's calling me. I should get supper started. I should do. Yeah. I can't really engage.
It feels like there's something out there.
And I wonder if it's like, I used to read when I was nursing my babies, you know, and it's like, I'm sitting here anyway, so I'm going to read a book. And I could just, sometimes it's like, there's a crowd of people out there. I'm just going to stay in here with my kid. I got the perfect excuse. Then it's okay to read. Right. And maybe my baby falls asleep in 10 minutes, but maybe it takes 40 minutes. They don't know. Maybe I'm just sitting in there reading for a half hour because
like
that's what I want to do.
A bit of a cheat, right?
It felt like a cheat. And that's, I think, why I could do it. But anyway,
but
I'm working on that, though.
But it is like, it's like, I think what we want is we want to question the productivity guilt and then reframe joy as essential, because I think that's just it. And it is part of my spaciousness thing and about finding the joy, because my brain, like, I was laughing because I will take pictures here, but Paul is more, not quite the minimalist your husband Ray is, but Paul is more, because I'd put up something, he'd say, could that be the only picture there? Right? Because he likes a picture. Okay. Right? And I like that. So I was laughing when he came up, because there's pictures everywhere. Things. There's things everywhere here. Yeah. Right? And this is kind of what it looks inside my brain. Uh-huh.
Oh, right? I get that.
And so it's a little bit of, there's always something firing. Like, I don't watch a huge amount of TV, but the TV's often on. Yeah. Right? And it's usually Big Bang Theory or news or something. But it's one of those where it's like, I'm also doing something. I'm either, you know, talking to people, messaging people. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Insta. I'm you know, and sometimes, honestly, Paul's like, you're listening to a podcast and your TV's on. And I was like, well, the sound's down. I just
don't know how you can do that.
But you know what?
I do not know how you can do that.
When I was at McLean's, especially during a deadline, it was busy, and you better be able to concentrate. Yeah. And it's funny because we had you know, sort of we had family here, or I was at my sister's for Christmas with our side of the, sort of like her daughter and husband and their kids and stuff. And I was looking at Paul at one point, because me and Bev and Trina and I think Acadia, maybe Ryan even, we're all talking at once. We're talking about the same thing, right? But we all had and it was like I looked at Chris, who's been around forever, her Bev's husband, and he seemed to be perfectly fine with it all, but you could sort of see following the bouncing voice, right? Yeah. But then poor Paul was like, are you getting all this? And he's like, you mean 12 of you talking at once? And it was only 6 of us, but it was like,
it's a conversation, right?
Well, it is kind of a conversation, but we're talking over each other, but we're talking at the same time, but all of us can hear and respond. Oh. Right. And poor Paul, and it's funny, I'll have to get a quote from him or something, but it was like, so, because that was what it was like in my house, and Trina's like that, right? Because you know, DNA, right? It's a genetic thing, but we are all capable of that. And that's the problem, though, when it's quiet, because then the voices come.
Interesting.
Right?
I grew up in a house that was very quiet, right? Like my family is all fairly, I don't know if introverted is the right word, but there isn't a lot. My husband Ray used to joke that at the first few Christmas gatherings he went, because I have a large family. My dad is one of 7 kids, and so 7 times spouses times kids,
Right.
you know, like there's 17 cousins on that side, and we would all get together, and there were times where it was completely silent.
I don't know what to do
Completely
with
silent.
that.
Well, it wasn't. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it, and he was like, "Oh my God, this is so nervous. I'm so nervous about this." I'm like, "Well, yeah, this is kind of how we all feel."
But and so interesting because there's of our sort of immediate family, right? Both my parents are gone, my sister's gone, right? So there's Bev and Trina and me, really,
Okay.
of the very immediate, right?
Yeah.
Like we have cousins and all that kind of stuff. They're sort of scattered across the country and around the world, but the 3 of us, when we're all in a place, it's never quiet.
Wow.
And I mean, I could sit with my sister and read it, like if you're on vacation, I'm sure there would be moments, but I don't know, because we were there for like 4 hours and none of us, including Trina's kids, right? So my great nephew and niece and Ryan, right? Like we were all, there was chatter about everything,
Okay.
right? And then even when we had a like a little housewarming-ish thing, right? And we were here and none of us shut up either. But you've also seen me where I am really quiet. But honestly, all of us were like, and it's one of those, but my brain can process all that. It's the quiet that throws me off.
That's so interesting. Well, and I have noticed it's been a while since I've been back to a larger family gathering, but I definitely remember as the cousins started to pair up, you know, with people not in the family, you bring new blood in, right? And now family gatherings are different.
Yeah, new energy, right?
New energy and new things to talk about and new experiences. And
Right.
when I'm with my sister, we're just talking the whole time.
Yeah.
Even my brother, who has been historically fairly quiet too, much more conversational.
Yeah.
You know, he and I can have great conversations now. So things change.
They do, and it's the one-on-one where one talks and the other, and then. But I think about my dad because we lived in a small house, right? Like we lived in a small house in downtown Toronto, and for many years there was my dad, my mom, my younger sister, my older sister, and me. And my poor dad would have to, because we all did it, right? We talked, and it's not talking over; it's talking simultaneously.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're all hearing each other and we're all answering and like I'd be like blah 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 blah. Yeah, but this da 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 da.
Right.
And my poor dad, when I think about that, right? I guess he learned. Also, one bathroom. Just saying, that was a whole thing.
No, I know it was a thing that we of a certain generation. We all know what that's like now. That's just a non-starter for me. I'm sorry. I feel very fortunate that so far my husband and I are able to share a bathroom.
Ray?
My husband, Ray. Yeah. Although I've already thought ahead to the house we're moving into in May, and there's a bathroom down the hall. I'm like, maybe that'll be my bathroom.
Yeah. Right. But it is. It's.
But that's the luxury that you grow into.
Right.
The privilege that is like,
Nope.
well, now I can't go backwards. I can't live without it. Of course.
We
I
all
can.
need sinks.
Yeah.
Right. But like here, we don't have an ensuite. Right. So we have a little guest bathroom, right? That's quite little. The mermaid's bathroom
It's
that
so
I love.
cute.
It is so cute. But we have one sink and we had to be careful before in the other house with 2 sinks because I'm kind of a spreader outer, right? So now I've got all my stuff in a bag and I carry it around like I'm a traveler.
Yeah.
Right. I put it back in the closet when I'm done. Yeah. But so I think, I mean, for me today, I want to kind of break through the joy equals laziness or rest equals
Wasted time.
yeah, like and kind of break that down because I'm thinking about work ethic because I have always and I still am proud of my work ethic, right? And I mean growing up in a family that prized that, right? It was also the belief you work hard, you'll get ahead, you'll get rewarded, blah, blah, Well, that's a load of bullshit because I've been in lots of countries that are poor countries and people work so hard.
Yeah.
And like you see, and primarily women and you know, it's like they're doing the laundry and they're doing this and they don't have any, they are doing the laundry in a river with rocks.
Right.
Right. And yet,
right.
like people dress, the kids are always in clean clothes. Like, I can't keep myself in clean clothes, and we have a washer and a dryer, right? But you see it, and they work so hard, and the men go out in the mornings and they work so hard. Like, and I'm talking about heavy construction stuff, and it does tend to be traditional roles still there.
Yeah.
But it's like, so if that was the case,
yeah, if hard work equals affluence or success
or achievement or whatever, it's you know,
yeah, it would have worked by now.
Or you think about like some of the musicians that have written things, right? And it's like, granted, they do work very hard now, especially on the road and getting things right and the technical side of it and this. But there are times when there's like a hit song and somebody says, "Well, how long did it take you to write that?" And it's like, "Well, I woke up with it in my head." Right? And that doesn't take away.
That's the soundbite,
right?
But in fact, their entire life has brought.
Right.
It's like I talked about in the earlier podcast about Bloom. Yeah. Is that there was a ton of work that went into that is never going to be visible to anyone else, but it was required to bring that out to you in the middle of the night when you woke up.
But it might not even be that they recognize it. It's these experiences coming in, right?
Yes.
So, but it is one of those, or perhaps somebody comes up with something and where they did a fair amount of work, but it's something that you can make sleep. Like I think about people that do a really great app, right?
Yeah.
And they do that, and then the app needs updates and stuff. But it's like that was a limited investment of the things. Like it's not. It's like I can remember a business coach saying to us, "You're never going to get ahead if you get paid by the hour."
Yeah.
Right? Like kind of thing. Yeah. But I also think we equate how much is this hour worth productivity wise, right? Like it's this framing of it that came, I think, from childhood and from all of the, if you work for a company, you're going to work with them forever. Well, that's just not true.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's all that stuff to me that it is so one of the notes I made was it's family and generational conditioning.
Yes.
Because I think younger people are a bit more like, I'm going to work hard while I'm here, but my time's my time.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas I used to be flattered to get a text from work after hours.
Yeah.
Oh, they need me.
Yeah.
Young people are like, I'm not on the clock. And I admire like that. They have really good boundaries.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
There's a thing that I think a lot of us do too, goes back to the writing a song, like you said. Yeah. And like Ray has, he's often kind of laughed. He's like, yeah, I can spay a cat in, I think his record is 9 minutes or something. And it's easy work for him, right? Because he's done so many. For him. I can't spay a cat, who can do that? One of my books that I wrote, I did it in 3 weeks. So I know I can do it. I can't do that all the time, but that particular book was easy. But that is for me with my experience and stuff, right? So the things that we are good at or the things that we have developed capabilities at, we often tend to discount because then it seems easy. And we're like, well, anyone could do that. I could teach you how to do that. And we devalue it.
Right. No, that's a good point.
Maybe we feel like we have to do more of it or...
Right.
It's just
easy.
Just. Right? We use the word just. Well, I'm just doing this. I'm just doing that. Yeah. Anyone could do it.
But it's interesting because we just got in like a request for quotes. So they want a bit of what your experience is and this kind of stuff. And it's just working through. They want people to know about a certain new opportunity to use digital stuff for and it's like one of those though where it's like I first looked at it and it's like, this is easy. And the fact is, we're talking 30 years of experience.
That's right. It's easy.
And it's all of it. And it's like, and in fact, once you get into it, it's not easy because it's a very specific term.
Totally.
But the framework is easy.
Yeah.
But I also think we discount it. And then if I'm not doing something, what am I contributing to my life, to Paul, to my social circle, to my dogs, to the community at large? Like, it's like you think if you sit still, oh my goodness, I'm useless.
My life is not justified.
What? But
that's what the voices say in my head is if I'm not contributing, then why am I here? I'm taking up space. I have to earn my place in the world, which I hate that. Right. But that's how I believe it. And I've caught myself saying things even about other people. Well, what is she doing? Like so and so is paying for all of this, and how is she contributing? Like what? So I know it's ingrained in me, and I need to not think that way. No, and you have to break the cycles, right? Like because it's one of those, and I have to say, like it's when you guys came over, they came over right the night they got here. We ordered pizza, right? And for me, that was a failure, right? You know what I mean? It's like I'm just getting pizza. Do you hear that?
Right?
You hear this?
But you know what I mean? Because it's like I didn't work all day to make something for people I love. And so you have to get through the thing, and it's like, they're not coming here because you have a pizza oven.
Nope.
Right? And actually that pizza's better than what I make anyway. So
that was amazing
but
pizza.
it was good. But the other side of that is like, you have to, it's like, we've talked about this a bit over the last few days as we've prepped for this, but output versus outcome are two freaking different things. Output is the work and the work and the work. And to me, I equate that with earning my keep. Like,
yes,
and whether it's or not just money, but earning my keep that we're friends. Earning my keep, my belonging.
Interesting.
Earning my ability to be valued.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
In whatever context.
Yeah.
And we have to break that because, okay, maybe some people come here because I can cook, and maybe some people are happy when I cook.
I'm happy when you cook.
But you don't come here because I cook.
No.
Right? Like and I have to get that through my head that I have to earn the friendship or earn the relationship or earn the or the thing. But you also have to get it out of your freaking little ego mind where it's like, I made that. Right. Like, it's like, because there's a sense of pride when, especially I have to say for me, baking, because my mom didn't bake and I got to baking late in life.
Okay.
And there's a little bit of like,
okay, she's won prizes for her baking, and
I bribed the judges.
Maybe it's just in our little community at our fall hoedown bake sale extravaganza, but she's up against hard competition and she wins, and it's because it's fantastic and it's gorgeous.
It is, but it can be. I would like, and I have to do, and this is for me, not for anything else. I would like to make it prettier for me. Like I'd like to learn how to do. Like we have some people in the community, like Helen Driscoll, makes beautiful cakes.
She
right?
does,
like it's really, and it's like with fondant and with all the things, and it's a really good thing. But you have to go back to what's your skill, right? How much do you want to do? Right, like it's just like output versus outcome, like busy versus effective versus fulfilled, right? So busy can be effective and you can be fulfilled, but you can also be fulfilled and not have, right? You know what I mean? Like when I read a book for my own interest, and it's not like how to do a better podcast, how to do this, right? It's like I read it. I feel fulfilled, but it's not about getting better. It's not about giving out. You know what I mean? It's not about achieving anything. It's about what I took in.
Yeah.
Right? And that feels a little guilty.
I have a little anecdote about efficiency. Is this a good time for it?
Yes.
So I was thinking about, I was getting ready for this trip, and I had a few things I needed to pick up. At this time of year, I always get a daily planetary guide published by Llewellyn Books. It's a astrological week by week where are the stars and the planets, where are they in the world, and what does that mean? And I find that just quite fascinating. I like to know when Mercury is going retrograde. I like to know when the full moon is, because it's not the right place to get into the whole, do you believe in this? Do you believe in that? But I think that everything around us is a tool, a possible way of gaining insight into something else. The moon moves tides. The moon moves tides. How can we not believe that it affects other things?
Think it affects other stuff, right?
So, so I like to follow that stuff. But every year we get to about December 29th, and I realize I haven't ordered a new one for the new year. So 2 years running, I've ordered two, because I ordered one, forgot I ordered it, and then ordered another one.
So I got them.
And then went back to Ruth saying, hey, you want one of these? Anyway, so again, forgot to order one. And I went on to Amazon.
At least she thinks she forgot to order one.
No, I actually did.
I might be getting a present
soon. But I went to Amazon and looked it up, and I kind of went, okay, I have .com and .ca accounts, and I didn't want to use either of them. And then
we're mad at him because he's supporting the fascists.
I went directly to Llewellyn. I've ordered from them directly before. That's great. Well, they don't ship to Canada. Okay, fine. So now I'm getting my back up a little bit. I'm like, okay, well, what about Chapters, Indigo? Well, we don't have one local, so that means I would have to drive into Langley, which is
far,
pretty much an hour away. Okay, so, maybe I should just look for metaphysical bookstores. I know where there is one not in our town, but maybe there are some in our town. Well, yeah, wouldn't you know, the grocery store I go to, like every single week, has one right behind it. I've actually driven past it, just never knew it was there. And here's a little shout out to the Owl and Cat Bookery in Chilliwack in the Garrison Mall.
Yay!
So I was out doing my errands.
That's how I got a present from
and I'm like, I'm going to go there and just see if they have it. So I went in and they didn't have it, but they had ordered a bunch, sold out, and put in another order. So the owner, Kenny, asked me, would I like to have one put aside for me? I said, yes, please. I will be back. And then we got into a lovely conversation about, we talked about Tarot Lori because they got a lot of tarot cards and astrological stuff. It's a metaphysical bookstore, so the usual crystals and whatever. But we talked about various things. I told her about the podcast and that we would mention her on here.
Yay!
Because she had these lovely bracelets that she makes herself. And I said, ooh, Ruth and I got into that when we were on our cruise. And so I'm going to buy one for each of us. That this can be our new, and it's Howlite. And somebody can tell me what Howlite means and stands for and does and all that, because I can't remember what she can't remember. But I was thinking afterwards, so efficiency-wise, it would have been easier for me to order on Amazon, forget the whatever, I can use, it's easy to do that, right? But I don't want to. My values are against supporting Bezos and ordering from the States. Don't want to do that. Okay, so I drove in. Okay, that cost me 20 minutes, say, to do that. I walked in and had a lovely conversation with two lovely women who now I'm going to go back to that store. So I made a connection, had a 10-minute conversation that was super lovely.
Soul satisfying.
Soul satisfying. Exactly. Heard her story, how she came to set up the shop, all that. Oh, it was just great. And do I get that if somebody drops a package off at my door? No, absolutely not.
And that's one of the things, because I was thinking about that when you told me that story. And one of the things, it's like, efficient always isn't the best way to live, right? Mm-hmm. Like you can, from here, I can easily drive to the grocery store in 2 minutes. It probably takes me 8 minutes to walk it, right? But then I got to park and I got to do the things and there's all the stuff. And it's like when you walk, you see people with their dogs. You see people who say hi. You know, you do all the things. And that's just it. And I think the world is shifting a bit back because for a bit it was about, I can get it online. I don't need this. I don't need to do all of this. And here I tend to go to the grocery store. Back where we were, I ordered it all the time because honestly, driving in for 20 minutes, going in a busy grocery store, coming back out, it was just like, it's too much grief. So I'd order from Save On, and they were great. And the woman who delivered it, because I was nice and put notes in, like, thank you for getting our groceries. They were always like, everybody took care of me, right? Yeah. But the other side is like, you don't get to go in and have the produce guy say, I got this and you asked me last week, right? Like, it's efficient isn't always the best, just because it'll take you less time and less effort.
Oh, I don't think I told you this. So I was getting groceries again before this trip, getting some car food and stuff. And I had my TJ's, Trader Joe's. Yes. I had my Trader Joe's bag with me. And I just needed to pick up a couple of things. It wasn't a lot. And I went through the checkout, and the cashier took my bag and he looked at it and said, "Oh, Trader Joe's, love that store." And I said, "Oh yeah, and the bags are so pretty, and you've given me so many of those already, and we've had fun at Trader Joe's." Yes. And I sort of said, "Yeah, too bad. I'm gonna miss visiting them." And he turned around and he said, "Yeah, I won't be going there for a long time." And then we had just this little tiny moment of connection about how scary it is for Canadians to consider, like, I'm not going over the line. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't let me in. Yeah. And I don't want to support them. I think Americans, and I'm so sorry for the friends that we have out there. Right. But they know this, who are fighting this. Yeah. There is, it has to play itself out. Yeah. So it probably has to get better. So, or worse before it gets better. Yeah. But anyway, that little moment of connection in the grocery store because of a bag. Yeah. And because I was willing to just
put it out there.
And he was absolutely responded to that, right? And I wasn't saying anything nasty about anyone. Yeah. Just saying, like, this is
not the thing. But see, again, not the most efficient way to get it. Yeah. But you had a moment where it's like, we're not alone. Like we're not the only one. Like that, and that's the community. And I do think there's a shift back to that kind of thing. And we've talked to it with people who follow the podcast regularly, and that's what they were feeling. We've had really nice notes from people saying, you know, I look forward to it because it's a moment of feeling like I'm not alone, right? Or a feeling that somebody else feels that way. Right. And
I'm trying to be deliberate because it's easy where we live in Creekside Mills to be connected to people. You walk down the paths around our houses, and most of the people we meet are neighbors. Yeah. So we kind of know them already. So it's easy to connect. You can say hi. You know, how's your dog doing? Whatever, you know, like, you're looking good. You're not limping anymore. Whatever. Right. Moving to a new neighborhood in the city, it's not gated. It's not, you know, it's just a regular neighborhood.
It's a whole different thing.
Will be a whole different thing. And historically, I'm not good at that. Right. But I have gotten way better since meeting you, since being at Creekside, where I have deliberately put myself out. Yeah. So here goes, guys. I'm going to be trying in May once we move. Yeah.
No, and that's just like,
but even the grocery store is a practice for me. Yeah.
Right.
I'm just gonna say a little something here and see if there's a connection.
But also, like, you're taking that leap of faith forward, because the other thing is, I mean, you and I are fortunate enough to have found each other and be able to use our voices here, and that's been good training. Because what if there's somebody out there who's feeling a little isolated or alone about how they're feeling, maybe about the US, maybe it's about they're just lonely, and then you put something out there and they feel seen, right? Like it's like, if I have to take it out of me because I'm always like, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say something stupid, and I'm going to put my foot in my mouth, and I'm going to do blah blah blah, and then it's like, but what if this person just needs to go, I get that, right, kind of thing. And it's funny because I've got a note here. It's like, also like, over functioning as a coping mechanism, right? So it's a little bit like that, because did I order groceries to come home because I wanted to be more effective and efficient and all this stuff, and it was you know, it was easy? Or is it a coping mechanism because I can be really introverted and lack I don't want to say I lack self-confidence, because I'm confident in the things I know, but I'm socially, like, I feel socially awkward. Right?
That's so funny, because you don't come across that way. At least not that I've seen. But then generally when you and I are at a thing together, we're together.
Well, and there's also courage, right? There's two of us, right? It's like,
that's true.
It's like I can look across the room, and it's like, but you go to a grocery store, and sometimes, you know, there's clearly somebody in front of you, behind you, and it's like, you know, you're not going to have anything in common, right? Like they've made very clear their statement on something that matters to me, and it's kind of like, I don't want to stand beside you. Like I have very, very sort of physical things where, and it's like, you say something and you might say it a little quiet and nobody hears you.
Right.
Like, it's just like, there's sometimes where it's all in, it's the voice in your head, right? It's all internal, but it's like, so is it as a coping mechanism? And I did actually one time have a therapist say this, because I can remember saying I went to a party, I think it was my dad's birthday or something, and there were a bunch of kids there, so I set up a slip and slide water slidey thingy, and I did all this, and afterwards I was saying, you know, I felt good doing that, but I also realized I was avoiding small talk.
Ooh, yeah.
Right? And when I talked this through with the therapist, you know, her reaction was, well, first of all, you did something positive. Like, you didn't go sit in the corner and drink shots of tequila. Right? And she said, but also, you would have had to engage with the kids who are maybe less threatening. And also, small talk is like kryptonite, because it's like, oh my God, beyond, hey, it's raining, isn't this whatever? It's like small talk, right? Oh, so the ferry lineup was long. Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
I understand what you mean about that, because that I think there's a gift about small talk. I actually
I don't have that gift.
Well, I wouldn't say that so certainly, but I remember very clearly, I would have been about 13 or so. There was a new family came to our church, and one of the young women.
Okay, for the record, she's not in the church anymore. Just for all of you new people.
Yeah, not in the church anymore. But I grew up in it. So they moved in here, and she was very bubbly and very friendly. And so she was friendly to me. I was a complete, like, social zero, not popular at all. Very geeky, very gawky. I should find a picture. No, that's bad for me. I shouldn't do that. But I remember talking with her, and she said, "How are you?" And I said, "I'm fine. How are you?" And I I think there was something else that she said, but there were just these little, like she extended something and then she asked a question, which required me to speak. And I wasn't used to that. I was used to a lot of, like I said, very quiet family we grew up in, right? So her asking something in a certain way to continue the conversation. I think first where I first understood that idea of the bouncing ball conversationally, right?
Yeah.
I say something, I toss the ball to you with a question.
Right.
You're super good at that, partly because of your journalism background, right? Is to always draw things out of other people. And that's where
also then you don't have to talk about yourself.
Sure. Yeah. Right? Yeah. But what's everyone's favorite subject?
Themselves. But also most, like the other
Which is
side.
even us though. But, I mean, look what we're doing here.
Right. You know? But the other side of that, people are really, even people, except for the values disagreement stuff, but like people that have lived this life where it was like, oh my goodness, I could never do that, right? Kind of thing. Or it might be somebody who worked their entire career as a middle manager in a widgets company, right? That would have killed my soul. However, when you ask them about it and they're in it for so long, you start to realize that there is this passion about something, right? And it's like whether it was making sure the company, ran, like had a profit thing, or they made sure everybody got paid, or they made sure everybody had benefits. And then you talk to them and you realize that there is a purpose to all of these roles. And when you hear somebody tell you the story from that side of it, it's like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Like, also, how did you keep yourself engaged for that long when your job was quite similar? You just might have got more responsibilities, right? And when you hear that, it's because typically, in my experience, they've had something outside of life that fills that purpose. Right? So they had a good job, they got a good pension, they did this thing, that was okay for them. And out here, they, were a boater, or they were a bird watcher, or they were whatever. And it's like all of a sudden and one of the things I remember, and I'm trying to think who taught me this, but it was like after you get through the, hey, what do you do, where you live, blah, blah, blah. It's like, so what's your passion? Like, what are the things you do, right?
Yes.
And so it isn't just, it takes stuff off me. The other thing is 99% of the people are really interesting, right?
Oh, yeah, I absolutely believe that. I love that. Like that question, what's your passion? What do you love to do? What do you love to do in your off time? Because everybody says, oh, what do you do for work, right? And some people don't want to talk about their work.
No, and some people don't want to be judged by what they do.
Exactly.
Right? Like, or and some people have jobs where they can't really say, right? Like when we work on issues of crisis, I can't say what we're doing.
Yeah.
Right? And so what do I say? Well, I'm working on this issue. Oh, what's that? Nothing.
Can't say.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Not telling you
here.
Right? But it is an interesting and ways to sort of go around that. But see, that's fun to do, right? Whereas like, they go those, you go to a conference, I mean, oh my God, you walk in and nobody talks to you, and they've all been going there for 10 years. Like that's, and we're a little bit off topic, but I want to go back to the
thanks to me.
No, the sort of joy, rest, and how it mental health, because we're going to try to keep these a bit shorter. But like joy and rest are mental health necessities. Right?
They are.
Like, and I think we have to remember that. So it's almost like it's funny because when we walk sometimes, Paul and I do gratefuls every morning. But one of the things we will say is, I'm grateful I listened to my body and I had a nap, or I'm grateful I listened to my body and I just sat still yesterday, whatever it is. But it's really important because we all know what it feels like to burn out and doing all the things all the time and being effective and efficient. And then your body goes, nope. Right?
100%.
Or you have a meltdown over, somebody gets anchovies on the pizza and you have a full meltdown, and it's got nothing to do with the anchovies. Right?
Yeah.
Although it would have to do with whenever it was me.
I will eat all your anchovies.
Okay, well, there you go.
I will eat them straight out of the can.
But the other thing is, to me, I'm suspicious of joy.
Oh, there's a whole thing. I had a therapist tell me about this once, and she was relating it to religious sort of parallels. But suspicion of joy, there is do a chat GPT search on that.
I will do a search, because that's right. Because for me, it's like, when are they going to rip this out from under me?
Brene Brown talks about that too, sort of a scarcity mentality, right? Because when we're used to being cautious about things, and you've had joy pulled out, or you've had something framed in a way that made the joy dangerous.
Yep.
Religion's pretty
Or
good.
somebody
Pretty good
crapped
at
on
that
it.
too. Yeah, yeah.
Right?
You learn to not share that.
Yeah.
What makes you joyful, because someone might take it away, and I think it's not suspicion of the joy. Well, I guess it is, because you feel like I can't trust it.
Well, that's just it,
Yeah.
right? Like, and I think it's part of it. Like, there's a meme that goes around Facebook every once in a while, and it's like, you know what? Let people have their pumpkin spice, whatever it is,
yeah.
and let them get the off-menu thing, although not at Starbucks because they're crap, but because, America.
Yeah.
But it's like, let them tell you about their violin playing without going, violin.
Yes. Yes.
Right? It's like we've had good people support the podcast and continue to, but early on people are like, what?
Yeah. And the unspoken, or at least what I hear, is, who are you to think you have something to say?
Yeah.
And we're here to say everyone has something to say.
Well, and that's
us, you guys.
But that's just it, and that's why
Our
the
stories
community
matter.
is so. See, we just did what we did with my family. We talked at the same time, right?
Yes,
and that
we
wasn't over each other, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? The difference
It's
between,
excitement.
right? And
Yeah.
and you're not trying to quiet the other person,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
You're actually like layering it like a
We're-
3-layer carrot cake, man. But I think that's like the thing to remember is, if you see somebody enjoying something, like, and I have to say, I've never been that interested in birds, and I think it's because I saw that movie. The
Oh,
Birds,
I remember
right?
that
Yeah.
movie.
But
Yeah.
but like, now the woman who lives next door, who is a lovely, lovely woman, she's a bird person. And now there's all these birds in our backyard, and I'm so interested in them, right? Like, all of a sudden it's like, it's never going to be, I'm never going to travel the world looking for birds. But when I travel, I will look for birds. You know what I mean? Like, it's never going to be my main reason to go, right? But it's going to be an added value now, right?
Totally.
Like, and you can find the joy. And it's funny, because watching birds, because they're active, doesn't make me feel like I'm being lazy. And it's really funny, because I just sit there, but they move.
They're fascinating.
Right?
Oh yeah, it's fun to watch them.
So the other thing we want to talk about is, first of all, seeing joy as a necessity. And that's where I think we should talk about our permission slips.
Ooh, permission slips.
Right? Because joy is a necessity, right?
Yeah.
Rest and relaxation is a necessity. It's why we go to sleep at night, people.
Yeah.
Right? But so tell them, for those that might have missed the live one.
Oh, so I have often I struggle with that ability to do things that are fun just because I enjoy it, but I have off and on dipped into art throughout my life, and my husband gets very excited about when I pick up, painting again. He's like, "Oh, this is good," because he sees me. He once said something about, I hate it that you're on your computer all the time. He says, you're just always on it. And I'm not always getting anything done, but I feel like I need to check my computer.
You just had to qualify that.
Did I?
Right? Yes. It's not like I'm not getting anything done.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
But that's what we do, right?
Yeah.
Like the unconscious bias we have about ourselves.
Yeah.
Right.
So when he sees me get out my paints, he's like, oh good, she's going to do. And it could be because he's actually pretty good at it, partly because he had a more clear work, home, work, relaxation, whatever, and then retirement or semi-retirement, whatever that looks like for him, right? So he's much better at that.
Right.
I'm not good at that.
Right.
But when he sees me pull out, my paints, he's like, oh, that's good. And so I thought, I need to give myself permission to paint a little picture. And I'm like, I'm not going to do something big that takes up a lot of space. I just want to do something small. Nobody else needs to see it unless I choose to share it with them.
I'm seeing it.
Yeah, you are going to see it.
Yep.
And that's my permission. So then what happened?
So then by because I can read her mind like ahead of time. So we were sitting there, and I had actually got her a little. I don't know where it went.
It's right.
It's a little here.
Oh, there it is.
It's a little thing, and we talked about this in the. It's a little tiny paint
It's
kit,
a
and it's
little-
got a little tiny.
look at it.
It's so tiny.
There's little
There's
brushes
paints
in there.
and
There's a little
yep.
easel, and there's a little pad
of paint. Right.
So I will be doing
a little painting.
I will give myself permission to do that.
And permission. And so by the time this is up, we will have it up on the Facebook page for the download, that you can download the permission slip, because we can do that. And it's going to be signed by us, but you also have to sign it. So you print it out or you fill it in, and you say, I give myself permission this week for whatever it is.
This week.
And then you
week
sign
by
it, and
week.
we've already approved it. Like, unless it's like, being mean to people or something. We, just by the universal law, we don't approve any of that. But But you have to sign it too, because it's a pact that we're all going to give ourselves permission to enjoy something, right?
It's a commitment. And I think the more those of us who decide to do this, the more of us there are, the more we strengthen each other's resolve. And it can be a place where hopefully people will come back and post on our website,
tell us what you gave yourself permission to, or what you did with that permission. Yeah.
And if it's a tangible thing, send us a picture. We want to see it. Oh God, now I just made it that I have to share my painting.
There you go.
Well. Oh well, I guess that's happening.
But you can share you painting.
Yes.
Right, again, that's because true. It's not the output, it's the it's the outcome. It made you feel better. True. But I think and you have to think about that. So this isn't a solution to anything. We've all got to do our own work and around work, see? But we've all got to make our commitments to bringing joy in and stuff. But it's sort of a shared truth, and lots of people think of this way. And if we encourage each other, we don't demand it, because honestly, if you say I couldn't do it this week, that's okay.
Totally.
Right? Because I think it's really important to say I want to try, right?
And permission does not equal obligation.
Right, that's exactly right. You're okay to do it, but if it turns out it's a crazy week, or you just don't have it in you, and you just there's stuff going on, it's okay. It's okay. I once had a therapist also say to me, it's okay to want to do something. If there's something you can't, like if there's somebody you want to forgive, right? Because I used to make my passwords things like that. Like I forgive them.
Okay.
I forgive me. I used to do that, because every time you type it, for me, it sinks in, right?
Yeah.
But what the therapist said to me was, if you're not at a place where you feel like you can forgive them, and that feels like a lie to say that, say, I want to get to a place.
Yeah.
Right? So it could be, I want to get to a place where I take time for myself. You can tell yourself that message, because nothing is a straight line.
Yeah.
Right? And I think those are the things, and I think as we grow this community, and you all bring in the people, because honestly, like, we could run ads, but are we going to get the right people? This has to be word of mouth and organic.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those, but it's like, as we grow this and we support each other, it won't just be us saying, here's the things. Then we're going to have a community online that helps each other. And we're going to become this community where friendships happen, right? Like we've all had friendships happen on Facebook from something you're in because you're like-minded, right? And I think we can do this. And I mean, it's pretty funny, because I think we're all like recovering productivity addicts, right? Like, it doesn't have to be measured by output, right? And I think that's, for me, is this week I was laughing, but I've already done a few things this week. I didn't make everything, right? But the other side is, this coming week, as we ease back in, I'm going to give myself permission not to immediately jump back into 10 hours a day for work, right? I'm going to take time and be like, everything that got done today that needed to be done is done, so I can go breathe.
Okay, but so here's a little extra challenge. So that's good. You're going to give yourself permission to not work 10 hours a day.
It's not enough, Ruth.
But here's but what will that look like? How will that look to you?
Right.
What tangible thing will you do or not do?
Right.
That's measurable.
Right. Well, I ordered fresh prep for this week, which means I don't, like, it's all prepared for you.
Okay.
You just cook it, right? And even if you buy frozen lasagna, you still got to cook it.
Okay.
Right. So that's part of it. I think I will take time, because I'm really enjoying working on the podcast. And we use that word, but focusing on the podcast, right? I'm going to kind of look into sort of mapping us out, and not because it's work and it's not the output.
Work doesn't necessarily mean it's bad.
But that's just it, right? But it's like, it's enjoyable, and I like figuring out, what are people talking about? What can we do? So I'm going to do a bit of that, to put forward, like, here's our next 4 months, right? Here's how we're
because there's an idea of the, what's it called, the zone, when you get into the zone where time disappears, and we all get into that with certain things, and some of those things that getting deep down into that spot is sweet.
It really is.
And that is something, like, your brain
is joyful.
It is joyful. Yeah. So it might be, work. If you're doing that kind of work, then your work isn't really work.
But that's and I can remember my mom always saying to us, if you love what you do, you'll never work another day in your life. That's a little bit aspirational, because even work you love has its things, right? But it is like, it's like painting, right? Painting is an effort, but it's joyful, and I think that's a good question. But it really is looking at, right now, I'm a little focused on the content of the podcast like fascinates me, and what we can do better to engage, and what we can bring all of you into, right, to tell us what you need and how we can make that work, so it's a community effort instead of us talking at you, right? And so it's one of those good things. Now we're already,
so we're
going to sign off soon. Yes. So we know what our permission slip for this week. We know, and we will check back in, right, and give an update, right, on that in 2 weeks, because we're taping episodes in chunks right now. Yeah. But we'll do that. We would like for you to do it too. But what are you grateful for this week?
Oh, this week, what am I grateful for? Well, I'm actually really, really grateful for my little painting set.
That's a good one.
It is. What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for, and I have to say, you guys can't see this, but it's like a wizard roby thing, and I love it. Kit. And it's from a place out here called Coaston Cottage, and I'll put a link in it. It's a local place, and I happened to go in, and I was asking the woman about it, and she was like, "Oh, that was just on sale. I'm going to give you the sale price." Right, so which was really lovely, and I love this.
It's
right,
gorgeous.
like it is. It's really warm enough for now, but it will be cool enough for the summer, right? But I'm grateful. Sale, but also like this will be a piece. It will be like an iconic piece I can wear, right?
Yeah. Okay, and you're finding stores here.
I am finding stores here, which is nice. Which is not necessarily a good thing when you still have 2 houses. So what do we want more of, Rox?
We want more happy hours. What do we want less of, Ruth?
We want less bullshit.
Less bullshit.
But thank you for being here. Guys. Tell us. We need to know. Like, if you're up for it, tell us what you give yourself permission.
We'd love to hear it.
Yeah, we'd love to hear it.
Have a great week.
Bye.
We'll see you soon.